She raised a glass on her birthday and said, "I'm engaged, but not to you." So I quietly paid the bill, walked away, and exposed her double life until she lost everything. They say that sometimes life doesn't break slowly. It shatters all at once, leaving you stunned in the middle of a moment you never saw coming. For me, that moment happened on a Friday evening, inside a busy Italian restaurant in downtown Chicago. The place was packed with the sounds of glasses clinking, laughter rolling from table to table, and the smell of garlic and freshly baked bread drifting through the air. It was supposed to be a celebration, a night meant to honor the woman I loved, a night I had planned down to every detail. Yet instead of joy, that room became the stage where my entire life was torn apart in front of everyone who mattered to me. Her name was Emily, and for 5 years she had been my partner in every sense of the word. We shared rent, split bills, went grocery shopping together, and even spoke about the trips we wanted to take someday. When we passed jewelry shops, she would tug at my hand, dragging me closer to the glass display, her eyes dancing as she said, "Let's just look for fun." I believed those moments were signs that we were building toward marriage, that one day she would be wearing a ring from me. I loved her fiercely and trusted her completely. So when her birthday came around, I wanted to show her just how important she was. I reserved her favorite restaurant, invited her closest friends, and even reached out to her parents so they could be part of the surprise. I wanted that night to be a testament to how much she was loved, not just by me, but by everyone around her. At first, the evening was everything I had hoped for. The long wooden table was filled with familiar faces, conversations flowed easily, bottles of wine were shared, and Emily laughed with a glow in her eyes that made me think I was the luckiest man alive. When the waiter brought out the cake, everyone broke into song, their voices filling the restaurant with warmth. Emily leaned back in her chair, smiling as the candles flickered before her. But in that moment, I saw something in her expression that didn't sit right. It wasn't joy. It wasn't gratitude. It was something sharper, almost as if she had been waiting for this exact moment to unleash whatever she was hiding. She picked up her glass and tapped it gently with her spoon. The clear chime cut through the laughter, and instantly the room fell silent. I expected her to thank everyone for coming, to say something sweet about the celebration. But instead, she looked around at the faces watching her, lifted her left hand into the light, and with a calm voice said, "This dinner isn't just my birthday. It's also an announcement. I'm engaged." For a second, I thought I misheard her. But then my eyes locked on the ring sparkling on her finger. A ring I had never seen before, a ring that certainly didn't come from me. My chest tightened, my throat went dry, and I could hear my own heart pounding louder than the buzz of the room. I finally managed to ask, my voice cracking, "Engaged to who?" And that's when she said it. I said yes last weekend, to Ryan. The name hit me like a stone. Ryan, her coworker, the man she had always brushed off as just a friend, the one who seemed to appear in her social media stories more than I liked, the same guy she assured me over and over was harmless. She stood there, in front of everyone we knew, announcing that she was engaged to him, not me. The room fell into shocked silence. Her parents looked frozen, her mother covering her mouth with trembling hands. My friends sat staring at me, unsure whether to speak or stay quiet. I felt my entire body lock up, as if my muscles refused to move. Emily didn't stop there. She looked at me casually and said, "You're a great guy, Mark, but I need more. Ryan gives me what you can't." The humiliation was crushing. 5 years of love, trust, and sacrifice reduced to nothing more than a public punchline. I wanted to shout, to demand an explanation, but my voice refused to obey me. And then, through the pain, something inside me shifted. I found my voice, and it came out calm, almost cold. "Thanks for the clarity, Emily," I said slowly. "Bill's on me. Consider it my parting gift." Without waiting for a response, I slipped my card onto the tray, stood up, pulled my jacket over my shoulders, and walked out. The cold night air hit me like a slap, but with every step away from that table, the weight on my chest lifted, piece by piece. That night I didn't sleep. I lay awake in our apartment, surrounded by her clothes, her photos, the scent of her shampoo lingering on the pillow beside me. Memories flooded my mind. Our trips together, the way she used to laugh at my jokes, the nights I believed were ours alone. And then my phone lit up with a message from her. Mark, I didn't mean for it to happen like that. I hope we can still be friends. Friends. After wearing another man's ring to a dinner I paid for, I said nothing. I went silent. But silence didn't mean I was helpless. Over the next few days, my pain turned into a cold focus. If she could keep an engagement secret, what else had she hidden? That question drove me to her laptop. What I found was a trail of hotel bookings, fake work dinners, and messages between her and Ryan that made my stomach turn. She called me her safety net, bragged about how easy I was to manipulate, and mocked me for trusting her. I collected every piece of evidence. Emails, screenshots, receipts. I sent it to Ryan's soon-to-be ex-wife, who replied with 2 words, "Thank you." I forwarded it to Emily's HR department, exposing how she used company money for her affairs. Finally, I sent copies to her parents, proof of the bills I had paid, the debts I had carried, and the words where she labeled me her backup plan. The fallout came fast. Ryan's divorce turned ugly, his career took a hit, and his reputation was shattered. Emily lost her job, was cut off by her parents, and found herself without the financial safety nets she once relied on. I quietly packed her belongings into a storage unit, changed the locks, blocked her number, and walked away without another word. For months, I focused on myself. I rebuilt my life, slowly discovering a freedom I had forgotten existed. The apartment that once felt heavy with her presence now felt peaceful, a place that belonged entirely to me. I cooked for myself, laughed again, and reconnected with friends and family. For the first time in years, I felt truly alive. And then, one night, there was a knock at my door. When I opened it, Emily stood there. Not the confident woman from that dinner, but a broken version of herself. Makeup smudged, clothes wrinkled, eyes red from crying. She looked at me with desperation and whispered, "Mark, I made a mistake. Ryan left me. I lost everything. Please, can we try again?" I stepped outside, closing the door behind me. I looked at her, and for the first time in years, I felt nothing. No love, no anger, not even pity, just clarity. "Emily," I said calmly, "you didn't just leave me. You humiliated me. You lied to me for years. You chose Ryan in front of everyone we knew. That wasn't a mistake. That was a choice. And now you live with it." Tears rolled down her cheeks as she whispered, "Please, don't let this be the end." I shook my head slowly. "It already is." And with that, I walked back inside, closing the door gently behind me. I heard her sobs fade down the hall until there was only silence. That night, sitting in my apartment with the city lights flickering outside, I realized something important. Emily hadn't destroyed me. She had freed me. And for the first time in a long time, my life was truly beginning again. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more.